Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Baik, perkenalkan nama saya Livia Roswaldona. Saya merupakan salah satu interviewer dari LPDP. Saat ini saya akan mewawancarai Mbak Jennifer Goldie dengan tujuan magister luar negeri beasiswa reguler. Untuk tujuan studinya sendiri ada di program studi Master of Laws, King's College London, lalu University of Birmingham. Dan yang terakhir adalah The University of Melbourne, Australia. Nama panggilannya Jennifer. Benar ya, Mbak?
Betul.
Oke, baik. Karena saya sudah memperkenalkan diri saya secara singkat, eh, jadi dan tujuan Anda juga adalah magister luar negeri, maka izinkan saya ke depannya untuk mewawancarai Mbak Jennifer dengan bahasa Inggris.
Baik.
Oke, baik. Miss Jennifer, please introduce yourself briefly. Time's yours.
Hello, good morning. My name is Jennifer Goldie. I was born and raised here in Surabaya, the capital city of East Java, one of the biggest metropolitan city in the Eastern Indonesia. So I am here applying for LPDP for the master's program of Master of Law or LLM degree. I already completed my undergraduate degree in University of Erlangga, Faculty of Law, graduated in 2018 with the award of Best Graduates. So here, I really thank the opportunity from the LPDP to give me a chance to going through this substance or this interview session.
Okay, my next question is Miss Jennifer, what do you do for a living?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question because the signal is quite
Okay,
unstable?
Miss Jennifer, what do you do for a living?
Right now, I'm working as a paralegal or as a staff in a law firm in Surabaya.
Okay, so there's some challenge that you working there.
Of course, because I think that the day-to-day life as a lawyer is meeting a lot of clients, a lot of people from different backgrounds, um, name it family background, educational background, and maybe cultural background. So I have to adapt to those challenges and to have the similar, to make them more similar. I mean, in terms of point of view, because we as a lawyer need to give advice for them, need to maybe to teach the knowledge of the law for them.
Okay, so my next question is, why did you choose to continue your education by pursuing master degree instead of working?
All right. So the very reason that I want to pursue my master's degree is because there's a gap, the knowledge gap that I want to fulfill there. So that's why I want to learn further in master's degree, namely that I have a passion of learning financial law or international financial law, especially in this avid development of technology, where financial technology and those investment schemes that proliferating in Indonesia since the COVID-19 pandemic. There are various financial products that perhaps previously has been existed over the years, or even the new financial products that are still new to the eye of the public. So if I think that if there's a new thing in this world, meaning that there are potential disputes there, potential legal issues there, is that legal? Is that illegal? Or if there will be some cases relating to that, how can we solve the issues? Um, so that I think there is a very big chance for me and for Indonesia to solve about this issue relating to the efficiency of dispute resolution system and to the effectiveness. Because after this phenomenon, I saw that there's been rise in fraud. A data from Bapepti and OJK, Indonesia's financial authority, already blocked more than 300 illegal applications or illegal websites offering frauds and maybe other unreasonable investment schemes. And um, this exacerbates when the owner of this platform are sent to jail, meaning that there are already some perpetrator incurring losses to the eye of the public. And the problem is that the public is not satisfied if this criminal only sent to jail. How about the money that they suffer loss? Can they get it back? Or how to get the most efficient and timeliness and the effective mechanism to get those funds back? I think that is the gap that happened in Indonesia. I want to pursue master's degree in the UK and Australia, as I know that those countries or those continents have been developing regulations regarding this issue more than 5 years ago.
Okay, my next question is, why did you interested on studying abroad?
As I mentioned before, that about this issue has been mature enough in the UK and Australia. For example, in the UK itself, I choose UK because of three different major reasons. The first one is UK is the global financial hub with its international reach and long-standing history. For example, the insurance product that was invented in the UK in 19th century. And then the second one is that the sector of financial technology is at forefront in the UK, where more than 3,000 financial technology headquartered in the UK, and many of them went to the public. I mean, the IPO, initial public offering. And then the third and the most important one is that the regulatory framework in the UK is becoming the global attractiveness. Why? Because the government there are consistently offering new innovation regarding the new regulatory framework. This made UK stays relevant, coherent, agile, and nimble to the developing world of financial. So these things only happen in overseas. So I believe that this is my profound reason to study abroad.
Okay, so my next question is, I believe there are so many scholarship outside the LPDP that can offer you to study at United Kingdom, just like Chevening or maybe Erasmus Mundus and other of the scholarship. Why you should take master degree with scholarship, with the LPDP scholarship?
All right. I understand your concern about the LPDP itself and the other scholarship. I already researched about the value or the mission that they offer to the candidates. And I think, for example, in Chevening itself, I already researched about the mission is that establishing the relation between UK and Indonesia and for the vision of UK's foreign policy. So meaning that the program is actually prioritize what UK wants in the foreign policies. So I don't think, for example, is not suitable for me. It doesn't mean that it's bad, but I think that LPDP outstands very similar with my vision, which enables me to contribute more to Indonesia. What I really want to solve is the issue here in Indonesia. And later on, in my long-term plan is that I want to serve as one of the policymaker towards Indonesia Golden Vision or Golden Dreams 2045. And I think that that sole mission is only can be happen if I apply to study with LPDP program, where LPDP also have the uh, vision or mission to create future leaders there to collaborate more with many stakeholders. So I think that is the basic foundation for me to apply for LPDP and not for the other program.
Okay. So my next question is, how long will you be studying at UK?
For the study program itself, for the LLM, I will spend around 1 year for the LLM.
Okay, so how confident are you to complete your studying at on time?
All right. I already see the curriculum there and about the legal system, which is Anglo-Saxon or common law system. It is a new legal system that is very different. I mean, from the Indonesian people. So, but I think I am very equipped with that since in the undergraduate studies I already experienced 1 semester abroad in Malaysia, which implement the similar legal system because Malaysia was colonized by the British. So I already taste what is it like to learn law in common law system where the all the regulations are different and how the lawyers and the judges have a different interpretation or system. So I believe that I can follow the professor's way of teaching and tutorials that they equipped for the international students.
Okay. As we can see in the news, I think that the UK is currently experiencing a very big recession there. So how can this not have an impact of your study later?
Hmm. Okay. I understand your concern, ma'am. About that, I don't think that there will be a big challenge for me because I have a main support system, which is my family. They all push me to pursue my higher education. And then, second of all, I think that there is a popular principle or adagium saying that if there's a recession, meaning that the best way to invest is to invest to your brain or to yourself. So meaning that it is actually an opportunity. Maybe the economic slows down, but the human activities will not. So later on, I absolutely certain that it would not interfere in my study.
Okay. So my next question is, have you contact your supervisor yet in there?
Yes, about the candidate for my supervisor, I already researched some names, namely Professor Ravi Tanikun. He is working in the global law firms, and then Dr. Lerong Lu. I approached the Dr. Lerong Lu because I saw that his past papers or journal publications was about the fintech, the comparison study in China. So I think that the topic is quite similar with me as I want to compare or to analyze more about fintech in my hometown, I mean home country in Indonesia.
Okay. So would you like to explain to me what target will you achieve when you are study at your master degree at UK and how to achieve it?
I'm sorry, madam. What kind of achievement?
What targets will you achieve when you are
Oh,
study at your master degree at UK and how you can achieve it?
all right. So about I will divide this into two section, which is the one is the academic plan. I have a target to complete it on time, of course. And inside there, I want to study about the international financial law and international financial law and other corporate law issues regarding the administrative law, the institutional law, and then how the international transactions by the most global corporation, namely S&P 500, for example, from leading practitioners, not only from the academician. So my target is that I do not only want to learn about the conceptual or the theoretical approach, but I want to learn from the practitioners that will support me later on in my contribution plan, which to become the policymaker, to work with the government through the OJK. And then the second one is my extracurricular activities. I eager to join the Indonesian Students Societies or PPI UK and other sports club in the King's College London and perhaps King's College London Student Union or SU. There, I want to expand my network more so that I can get a lot of exposure domestically or internationally. I believe that creating a change later on does not only depend on my skills or my knowledge later in my master's degree, but joining into PPI UK will offer a chance to meet government uh, government people, staffs, I mean, like the ambassadors, or perhaps sometimes the president of Indonesia will visit the student association there. So meaning that it will support and support me to my contribution later on. And I think that those two sections will give me a great balance, not only in academia, but also in my soft skills.
Okay. My next question is, well, as a professional in the international law, how will you contribute to solving global problems?
About the global problem itself, I understand that there are sustainable development goal SDGs that has been adopted by more than 100 countries. And then I think that one of them is the poverty issues. We need to narrowing the gap of the wealth gap that we now suffer or we experience. And I think that Indonesia is in line with that, the agenda of narrowing the wealth gap in Indonesia's Golden Vision 2045. I believe that the economic growth in a country does not only depend on what salaries or how much the salaries that one person get every month, but it also on how one person manage their money in personal investment, investing in what is called in bursa efek, maybe in securitization, in peer-to-peer lending, in perhaps the most new item, cryptocurrency, and many more investment schemes, traditionally or modernly, just like the traditional gold, for example. And I think that that will contribute more to economic growth. However, if this issue, the new financial technology applications or platforms which offer a lot of investment scams, so um, it will make a very bad progress to Indonesia's economic growth if we don't solve this issue. If the people cannot file a petition to get their money back, a lot of people will suffer losses, so the wealth gap becomes increasing. So I'm very afraid that this will happen if we don't solve this issue. So I hope that my studies there, in order to establish, to ensure that in Indonesia, there are efficient dispute resolution mechanism and customer-oriented regulatory framework will really help Indonesia to achieve economic growth. Hence, it will also sustain or narrowing the wealth gap, and it will contribute to the world's SDGs.
Okay. Uh, the next for you, Miss Jennifer. So the next question is, how is the international law applied in handling Indonesia
Mm,
territorial conflicts, such as
mm,
in Papua?
mm. Um, I'm sorry, madam. So I think that what we are talking is quite different because the international law that applies in a public, meaning that it is public international law in Papua or any other areas, perhaps in Palestine, for example. But what I want to study is the international law in private, or it's a business to business. But my point of view is that actually, we in Indonesia have our own sovereignty, meaning that we can manage our own problems with our own legal system. We respect any opinions from our neighboring countries, or even from the United Nations or any United Nation bodies there. But later on, the implementation, we really need to be careful because there are many advices that we have to really think about in order to achieve the vision of Indonesia maju, sejahtera, and demokratis.
Okay, my next question is, what if you are offered by your supervisor at university?
Mhm.
Will you accept it?
Um, I think there are many offers, but if the offers is about me, perhaps giving a seminar or workshops during my studies, I don't think there is a problem about that since it can enhance my study activity. But if the madam's question is about the future career in the UK or any other countries, I don't think that it will align with my vision because my vision itself stem from my own passion to go back to Indonesia, not to stay forever in the UK or European countries. As I mentioned before, I want to learn and study to adopt or to make a comparison to give new knowledge about the regulation, about the fintech, cryptocurrency, and many other financial products in the development in the developed world to the Indonesia, which needs it. So my answer is that I will not accept that kind of offer from the professor.
Okay. So my next question is, how sure you are to pass the LPDP scholarship selection?
Thank you for the question. Um, Me myself, I want to share that my passion stems from my own personal experience, where some of my friends and including my high school teacher suffered losses and she cannot um, gain or she cannot file a petition to get her money back. Imagine my favorite mathematics teacher who taught me and who taught all students in my high school more than 25 years with those savings have gone out and because of fraud. So meaning that I really want to at least contribute to my inner circle first to solve this because there are many youth, not only youth, but also parents or maybe grandparents who do not know about this uh, new financial technology and its problems because they are still learning too, and the fraudster are um, using this chance to enrich themselves. So meaning that my passion, and then second is my action right now serving as a lawyer, and I have done my best to advise my clients about the similar cases around 2 years ago. I think those two things made me very deserving for getting LPDP scholarships, because later on I can directly implement my knowledge, my skill that I can get from my master's degree to Indonesia's future. And also additionally, in my past academic backgrounds, I received a Best Graduates Award academically and from the government of Surabaya, so that um, I think that I'm very confident that LPDP will also give me a chance to collaborate more, not only regionally in my city, but hopefully in Indonesia.
Okay. Miss Jennifer, as we can see that Indonesia has a lot of lawyer, I guess. So
Mhm.
what kind of lawyer that you will be in the future after you graduate with LPDP scholarship? What the difference that you will be?
Hmm. I want to become a lawyer who is not just focusing on advising clients in private, but also want to advocate the public. I know that actually being a lawyer means that we can get very close to the grassroots communities, the public. We can hear their complaints or their opinions at certain actual issues. So that later on, if I graduate from the master's degree and I already have the competency to promote the risk of investing, meaning the personal investment. I saw out there that there are a lot of promotions about investment, but only uh, noting the unreasonable or maybe perhaps the reasonable the returns, but not only the risk. I want to become the lawyer who really emphasize on this point the risk that you need to understand as an individual to before you make an investment. I think that it is one of the special character that I want to emphasize on later in my career.
Okay. So my next question is, have you experienced with stress at work and how do you deal with it?
Yes, I think that in legal sector, I mean, working in a as a lawyer is, uh, I think it's not easy. There are many pressures, not only from clients who suffer losses and perhaps complain to us, but it's from there are pressures from our counterparts, and are pressures. I mean, the pressures of timeline from the judges, meaning that we have to work faster in order to be very on time at the day of the hearing, for example. And I think that there are also some actions that our counterparts usually do, so that their action will actually make my our work slower. There are a lot of action that they do so that our clients will become more or become more and more angry, for example. That's one of the things that I witnessed over the past few years. And I think that the wisdom that I can take is that being a very good listener and being very patient about that, I believe that a case, I mean, the job or the role of lawyer is to solve a case, a dispute, not to become a god a god or maybe an angel, for example. We are far from perfect. We are only human, but we need to work professionally so that to keep in mind that okay, this case will be solved. This case will be solved. So that's the positive energy that I embrace every day.
Okay. So Miss Jennifer, do you have any hobbies?
Yes, to relieve my stress, of course, I have hobbies. Usually, I go traveling, and for sports, I like to play badminton and swimming.
Nice of you. So my last question is, if in the second wave of LPDP test you did not
Mhm.
pass, what's
Mm.
your next plan?
Mm. Um, I'm sure that LPDP has a certain criteria or standards, and they already made a decision objectively, and I would respect that. However, I believe that it doesn't dampen my future ambition to pursue my master's degree. So later on, if I got rejected, I think I would register myself again to apply for another batch in LPDP's 2024. Yeah, but however, I really wish that LPDP will grant me the opportunity for the scholarship for my current cohort for the studying LLM degree.
Okay, before we end this session, so is there any final statement that you will like to convey to us as a representative of LPDP?
Yes. Um, Thank you for the opportunity uh, on this session. My name is Jennifer Goldie. Uh, some says that the business or the technology paced very fast, and legal cannot keep up with that. But I want to prove that even though there are uh, there are many barriers or challenges, but actually the upholding the rule of law is the vision or and the mission of Indonesia as a developed country. If Indonesia want to achieve its golden dream 2045, so here I am, want to collaborate, want to be part of that change to make Indonesia proud. Via LBDP, I want to strengthen the economic gap, the economic growth in Indonesia by targeting the financial technologies law sector, which needs help to create a better regulatory framework and oriented law in order to make Indonesia's people prosperous. So here I am applying for LLM's degree in the UK. I'm hoping that LBDP will give me a chance so that later on the contribution that I will make together with Indonesia's government and my colleagues will benefit Indonesia people as a whole, and together we can achieve Indonesia's golden dream 2045. Maju, berkeadilan, demokratis. Thank you.
Oke, Miss Jennifer. Jadi tadi untuk sesi mock-up interviewnya, Mbak, kalau masukan dari saya overall sudah bagus ya daripada sesi yang sebelumnya, sudah sangat matang sekali, sudah dipersiapkan sangat baik. Oke, lalu selanjutnya apalagi ya, untuk visual juga udah sangat baik sekali. Tinggal mungkin kalau dalam cara Mbak menyampaikan dalam bahasa Inggris ya, mungkin masih ada beberapa diksi atau frasa yang kurang di paraphrase lebih simplified gitu Mbak. Saya
Hmm.
lihat sih begitu, kayak gitu.
Contohnya apa, Mbak?
Aku tuh lupa tadi tuh eh kamu kayaknya ada salah ngucapin kata tapi aku lupa. Ada gitu.
Iya,
Ini lebih panjang.
terasa sih tapi.
Eh, ya nggak apa-apa. Namanya berlatih juga kita belajar dari kesalahan.
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
Oke.
Tapi lebih lebih lanya sih daripada yang kemarin. Yang yang kemarin kan tinggal apa tuh kayak ya mungkin karena pertama kali mau pakai bahasa Inggris ya kapan hari ya. Jadi eh,
Mhm.
agak agak kaku. Tapi ini sudah banyak saya kira tuh banyak ini ya kayak improvisasi gitu juga Mbak Jennifer sudah bagus sekali. Apalagi ya kira-kira sudah sih Mbak Jennifer. Mungkin dari pertanyaan-pertanyaan saya ada yang sulit.
yang unexpected itu mungkin tadi ada apa ya? Oh ya, mau jadi lawyer ya. Seperti
Ya,
apa? Itu kan
betul.
sebenarnya bukan di template yang pertanyaan yang selalu mungkin ada pembicara-pembicara lontarkan ya
Hmm,
gitu. Karena kan itu sangat menjurus ke jurusan mungkin nggak pernah belajar. Tapi sebenarnya kan itu harusnya memang bisa dijawab gitu. Cuman kaget aja.
iya, jadi ya bener sih, kita tuh kan nanti akan banyak banget ya Mbak yang namanya lawyer. Nah, Mbak Jennifer ini mau jadi lawyer yang kayak gimana? Tapi bisa disebutkan sih, tadi kan Anda kan berfokus kepada lebih ke fintech, lalu lebih ke permasalahan-permasalahan yang digital, kayak gitu bisa disebutkan juga kayak gitu. Kayak gitu,
Hmm,
Mbak Jennifer. Terus, apa lagi ya? Em, udah sih, catatan saya itu aja.
oke. Berarti bisa di apa? Stop dulu Mbak recordingnya.
Oh ya, stop dulu.